Hey everyone, Austin here again with another Let's Play video. Today it's going to be a long overdue game I've been meaning to Let's Play for quite some time, and that is the seminal Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo. This is a absolute classic when it comes to Super Nintendo games. Not really sure if it's aged the greatest, but it's definitely one I have a lot of nostalgia for. It's one I played the hell out of back in the 1990s. There was a lot of hype surrounding this game back in the day. Nintendo sent out these VHS tapes promoting it, and they definitely made a big deal out of it. And kids like me and my brother were definitely sold on the game. I had neighbors that bought it. We borrowed it from them all the time. We couldn't get enough of this game back then. I don't think I actually owned a copy back then, though, which is kind of the funny thing about it. Like, everybody else had a copy, so I would just play everybody else's copy. Yeah, it's just, man, one of my personal favorites from back in the day. Like I said, I don't know if it's aged the greatest. I did do a couple of playthroughs just recently on Twitch, and I had fun with it, but it was also kind of like, oh, this is kind of basic and whatnot. Some people tell me Donkey Kong Countries 2 and 3 are better in many ways, but I haven't actually played through those. I really spent all my time on the first Donkey Kong Country back in the day. By the time parts 2 and 3 came out, I had moved on to other things. I was getting into different consoles and games and so forth by then, and so I skipped them. If you guys think I should play those sometime, let me know. Maybe we can get some practice in on those on Twitch, and maybe eventually do Let's Plays of those too. Pending that they're not too long. But yeah, Donkey Kong Country is, man, like I said, I put a ton of time into this game as a kid. Had a blast with it back then, and I still like revisiting it. On a relatively occasional basis. I think this is actually like the third or fourth time I've played through this game this year, just not on YouTube. I haven't done it on YouTube yet. It's mainly just over at Twitch. So yeah, what we're going to be doing here, guys, is we're going to be taking the most sort of cut and dry route throughout the game. We're not going to be finding really any of the secrets or anything like that. Mainly just due to length reasons. I'm going to sort of like dilly-daddle around here in the beginning just for a little bit. But for the most part, we're going to just be trying to bolt through this game. Not really in a speedrun fashion, but just in a I'd like to get this done and have it not take more than 90 minutes sort of fashion, if you know what I mean. But yeah, so Donkey Kong Country, it has a ton of secrets. Like I said, we're going to be skipping most of them. But it also has two characters here. So you've got Donkey and Diddy. You can switch between them by pressing A. And so by holding on the Y button, much like, say, Super Mario World, you can actually speed up and start to run. So it's got very traditional platforming mechanics if you're, you know, used to Nintendo's platformers. With Donkey, you can press down and attack to do this smack on the ground. And the purpose of this is to find hidden bananas throughout the levels. Let's see, did I find the ones here already? There's one. So this first level especially is really good for that. You can go around the whole level, try to find all the bananas. Bananas are kind of like coins in Super Mario Brothers or Sonic, or like rings in Sonic the Hedgehog. If you get 100, you get an extra life. And again, by pressing A, you can swap between characters. Diddy is faster, much more nimble, and he's much faster. However, against certain enemies with Diddy, like these guys right here, if you try to hop on them, Diddy can't actually do that. He's got to smash through them. Whoops. He's got to either smash through them with his dash attack, or Donkey Kong can hop on their heads. Alright, so I just picked up a barrel, which gave me one of my characters. It gave me Diddy. It gives you whoever you've lost. Pretty basic stuff. And we just picked up a Ostrich icon. Getting 3 of those will take us to the Ostrich bonus stage. There's multiple different types of bonus stages in this game. Here's one we just accessed, just so I can demonstrate what they're like. And we've got the Rhino, who can smash through walls and stuff. Having the animal helper is actually really good, because it'll absorb a hit. So let's see. I don't think I can really take a hit. Is there anywhere to take a hit? Nope, that's the exit. But let's just do a little exploring here. We got up top. Oh, we found some more bananas. Let's just go ahead and hop off. Doesn't really matter if you carry this guy out through the exit with you. He goes away on your next level, unfortunately. And so by holding X, you can run, but if you just tap X, you'll also do this roll attack. I'll just call it the dash attack for the rest of this game. So Diddy's is more like a cartwheel, and he just flies, not flies, but he just tears right through enemies with it. One other neat feature about this maneuver is you can actually do it off platforms. You'll notice that your character keeps moving without falling. And you can actually jump, and it also depends on how fast you're going, but you can actually jump at the end of that. So it's kind of like doing an air jump. And it's a really cool little mechanic, which gives you a lot of flexibility in this game. And also, it's necessary to pick up some types of power-ups, get to some secret areas later on in the game, and so forth. I think that's pretty much the gist of the game, though. I was just sort of like taking it slow there, just to give you guys an idea of what this game's about, in case you haven't played it. I'm gonna guess most of you guys watching have played this at some point in time, because I know most of my followers or subscribers here on YouTube are probably about my age. You know, and they're in their 30s or late 20s or something like that. They probably grew up with this game or experienced it somewhat back in the day. But just in case we've got some newbies out there, or some younger folks that haven't actually played this game before, that's what this game's about. So again, I'm gonna try to be just running through it as quickly as possible. Oops, I actually messed up. You can actually fall from a high height right here, and it'll provide a special item. I think it's actually just a tire, which will get you to the top of those trees, I think. Is that what it is? I don't remember. There's the great thing about Donkey Kong Country, and the thing that's still really fun, in my opinion, is the fact that there are so many secrets. Like, look, there's a hidden barrel right down here. Now, you won't notice that if you're just running. So the game actually rewards you taking your time and exploring around. There are a lot of secret areas in the game that are like leaps of faith. You have to take chances, but I've heard some people complain about that, but it's like the game gives you so many lives, like, I don't really see the problem. Oh, I expected to get that. If you're playing this game slow, and you're not dying that much, just, you know, from the regular platforming, the regular enemies, you're gonna have a million extra lives by the end of the game. That's just how Donkey Kong Country is. You get a ton of lives. For instance, if you spell K-O-N-G in a level, if you get the 4 icons, you get an extra life for that. So and that's in every single stage. You've got the opportunity to get 1 extra life just from that in every single level. But then you've got hidden bananas everywhere. You've got all sorts of bonus stages that have extra lives. And I think the best way to experience Donkey Kong Country is trying to find the secrets, which we're not going to be doing on this Let's Play. If you're just trying to tear through the game, I don't think it's going to be quite as enjoyable, because a lot of the enjoyment of Donkey Kong Country is finding these 6 secret areas and experimenting and trying to get your percentage maxed out. You can try to max out your percentage on your save slot. So I said we weren't going to get any secrets, but here we are. Now I'm in the groove. I'm like, yeah, I just want to find secrets now. And we just got another extra life. Like, so many extra lives in this game. Even on the later stages, you can still get a lot of extra lives if you play things right. The game does get actually quite challenging later on in the game. And you guys will see exactly what I mean once we get there. Those little spinning barrels with the stars on them, those are checkpoints. So every time you see a checkpoint, you definitely wanna hit it. There's another secret there. Let's go ahead and take it. Let's go ahead. Oh, it disappeared. Wow, this game's memory is not that great. I moved off screen just slightly, and the door re-sealed itself. Well, that sucks. Oh well, no secret then. We'll go ahead and pick up. These special icons along the way. So we got an Ostrich on the first level. We just got the swordfish, and we just got another extra life from the KONG icons. And so if you pick up 3 of the same, you know, golden medallion, it'll actually warp you instantly to that specific bonus stage. So you get a bonus stage for the frog, the ostrich, the rhinoceros, and the swordfish. So there's a lot of bonus, like animal bonus level opportunities as well. And if you play those right, you can usually come out with at least 5 or 6 extra lives, maybe more. So let's go ahead and pick up the K-O-N-G. I think there's going to be, yeah, a secret down here. You know, like I said, I was going to just not get any secrets, but it's like once you get the bug, you're just like, I can't stop. It's so much fun getting secrets in this game. I mean, that's really a huge part of the game. If you're just trying to play through the game like there aren't secrets involved, then I don't think you're going to have as much fun with this game. And I know when I played this on Twitch the other night, I definitely wasn't having as much fun as I wanted to, because I was rushing through the game just to practice it for the Let's Play. But now in some instances here where I'm sort of taking my time a little bit, it definitely is clicking a lot more. It's a lot more fun. Like, come on up here and you get some more bananas and a letter. It's just a big collect-a-thon, and the game's a whole lot more fun if you're playing like that. Alright, I gotta stop doing this, because it's gonna take us like 3 hours to beat the game if I keep this up. Oh, there's another little guy to help us out. We don't need him, fortunately. There's another secret right here. Another ostrich. And if you're having a hard time with this game, finding the secrets will help you survive a little bit longer as well, because you'll get the bonus level icons, you'll get the extra lives, and so forth. Now, this game does save your progress. You can get to Candy Kong, and she basically acts as the save location in this game. She pops up at least once per map. There's another extra life, K-O-N-G. And so I think she's going to actually pop up here in like another level or two. Yeah, you can see on the far right-hand side of the map, well, it's kind of like blurry, but it says like Candy Shack or something like that. There's also Funky Kong here, which he'll actually let you travel between worlds, basically. Of course, since we're on the first world, it doesn't really do us a whole lot of good right now. So, but this is how you travel between worlds. And it's actually got a really funky theme. I love like the background theme for this. Alright, so let's go ahead and just go to this stage. It's going to be a cannon up here. So, one of the many, many secrets. There's so many secrets in this game, it's ridiculous, and it's awesome. Alright, so we got 2 rhinos. Oops, I actually kind of wanted to stay up there, but I can still get up there, thanks to those guys. You can hop on their heads, and that'll propel you up higher. So, got another checkpoint. And the TNT, if you ever see something like TNT, a lot of times that means there's a secret nearby, and you need to use the TNT on a very specific wall of some kind. Is there a secret down here? No. Alright, so we've got these barrels, and the barrels gives, I think, a lot of people a difficult time with this game. They require pretty good timing for the most part. The barrels with like those little white explosive outlines on them, they'll fire you off immediately. So you need to watch out for those. There are certain parts later on in the game that really require you to watch out for those and sort of stop and think before you just start firing yourself away. Oh, another extra life. Yeah, actually working out some of these secrets was a good idea, because I've got like 21 lives now, which is a good start. I mean, the later parts of the game get pretty difficult, and you're gonna see me die quite a bit. Not even just on the later parts of the game, you might see me die in the early parts too. You know, if I get a little reckless, it's very easy to just die. So here's our first boss. The bosses are actually really basic in this game for the most part. The earlier bosses especially, you can just hop on them over and over, and you don't really have to do anything. Some of the bosses towards the end of the game, you do have to actually stop and think about what you're doing, because there will be a lot of invincibility time between when the boss can take another hit. And the game's not 100% obvious about that. And I'll sort of try to point that out as we get farther along into the game. So even if you already have your second character, Diddy or Donkey, you can still use the Diddy and Donkey buckets or barrels that you pick up and use those as weapons on enemies. So that's kind of nice as well. What I am going to be doing is try to pick up a lot of the bananas that I see. Hey, get back here, dude. Well, that was unexpected. Alright, that's going to be a secret area up there. We don't need to go. Okay, if we get that, we're actually not going to be able to get it because, I don't have the frog. I guess you can only get it with the frog. Let's see if, Because I think that's the third ostrich. I think that, that'll take us to a bonus stage. Unfortunately, you can only get those with the frog, and I tried running into that rat with the frog. I assumed that the hit detection would work in a way where, yeah, see, I just died. I figured it would work in a way where I could just run into the enemy, and I think it kind of works sometimes, depends on how high your frog just naturally hops up on his own. And I don't think we're going to get the frog again. Let's just go back just in case. He might actually... Yep, he's still there. Okay, cool. Let's try this again. Just want to demonstrate things for the new players out there that haven't really seen this game. I kind of want to still show you, like, what the game's about. Alright, so let's go ahead and get these bananas. Yeah, so we just earned that extra life back, or that life we lost, we just earned it back. And with the frog, we can actually... Oh, you gotta be kidding me! That was my fault. That was a noob mistake. Holy crap. Alright, so let's try this again. One last time. See, in Donkey Kong Country, if you play sloppy, the engine's not perfect. So if you play sloppy, you can get punished for it. One thing I also noticed when playing this game just recently is that the camera doesn't move along with you as quickly as it does in other games, and that can take a little bit of time to get used to, especially when you're, like, moving up and down vertically between sections. Alright, so there we go. I just wanted to demonstrate the bonus stage, because I'm not sure how many more of these I'm going to be getting if I'm just going to be going straight through the game. So this is the ostrich. I'm sure these guys have actual names. I don't know their names. But the goal is to pick up as many icons as you can. And each one of these stages have a doubler. And what I'm going to do is actually try to come back over here, get as many as I can, then work my way back over to the right. So I can double the most, the largest amount of these little icons. And by tapping jump, he can sort of like flutter his arms. Okay, so time's running out. Let's see if we can get this. We're at 369. Bam, 761. Yeah, see, that's what you want to do. You want to get as many as you can, then get the doubler right at the very end. And every 100 you get is an extra life. So we just earned 7 extra lives from that. So good stuff. That was a good bonus stage. And what's cool is in a lot of these cases, oh, the bonus stage didn't come back. The bonus stage comes back if you die. But, like bananas you've gotten, they'll come back as well. Even if you don't die. So if you go to an actual bonus stage like that and you come back out, all the bananas are back, which is pretty cool. So one more extra life. We're at 30 lives. Alright, so this is Minecart Carnage. This is the first minecart stage. This is one that Nintendo used to promote the game all the time back in the day. Because admittedly, back when this game came out, it was a really cool looking scene. I think a lot of people wanted to play this game just based on the minecart stage alone. I know my brother and I saw it, and we're just like, oh my god, that's so awesome! And I was like 12 years old when this came out. My brother was 8 when this game came out. So I think this game actually had an even bigger effect on him. I didn't want to risk getting that bananas. Last time I tried, I died, so... But yeah, my brother was even younger than I was when this game came out, and, so I think, he still goes back to it, I think, even more than I do, which is cool. We both love playing this game, and, he especially is a big fan of it. Ooh, nice, got the extra life. That's a tough little baby jump you have to do in order to get that extra life. Now, one thing I always do naturally on this level is I always hold down the run button, which I don't think is necessary at all. but it's just out of habit, because I'm holding on the button pretty much for the rest of the game. I don't usually walk normally, I'm always running in this game. Very much like Super Mario, I'm always running in the Mario games. But you can likely take your hand off the run button, you don't have to hold it down. I'm pretty sure you just go at the same speed regardless on the minecart section. Bouncy Bonanza. So when you see things like tires, a lot of times it means there's a bonus stage nearby. Or there's some kind of item you can pick up that requires you to bounce off the tire. And again, if you ever see a barrel, it's either to attack an enemy, or it's to find a bonus stage of some kind. And it's not there. Here's another tire. Yep. Tire will get me the checkpoint. And the tire will get me up to here, which will get me the N letter. And then there's another bonus stage up here. And it's the frog, so I'll take it. Never hurts to have an extra hit point, because that's basically what these animals are. You know, you get that extra hit point. You know, they take the damage, you don't. Aside from that, there's no other form of, like, shield functionality in this game. The animals are the only shields you get. You can basically treat them as shields. You can also treat them as just, you know, power-ups at the same time. Like, offensive power-ups. As you can see, you can actually jump on the bees with the frog. Now, I think the frog's the only one where you can do that. I don't think you can hop on bees with, like, the rhinoceros. Definitely not the ostrich. It's a pretty basic bonus stage, but you get it, like, I guess you get like 25 or 30 bananas from it. Every banana counts in this game if you're trying to build extra lives. I remember when this was being demoed back in the day as well, being able to sort of like change the lights and so forth. That was a really cool concept back then. This game makes good use of like the Super Nintendo's transparency ability. Since the Super Nintendo could actually do natural transparency, it didn't have to do fake transparency effects. Actually, come to think of it, I think the Super Nintendo, as far as consoles go, might have been one of the first to actually be able to do, like, legitimate transparency effects without requiring the use of the mesh transparency effect, which you see on, like, the Sega Genesis. Alright. I wasn't planning on getting these bonus stages, but, you know, if I run into one or two here and there, I'm not too worried about it. That was close, actually. That was actually really bad. Oh, geez. Yeah, this is a lot harder if you don't hit the lights properly. So, like, the swinging lamps, that's actually the transparent effect I was talking about. But really cool looking. The Super Nintendo was really good with that effect. Alright, so Funky's Flight, and this is not the boss. Okay. And bonus stage up here. Oh, and I failed. It's actually kind of hard to control your movement on that part. Let's switch back over to Diddy. He'll make life easier. And there's another bonus stage down here. Oh, not a bonus stage, sorry. The barrel actually reveals this. We're actually not going to use it. We don't really need it. Yeah, it'll take you to that bonus stage up top. And here's some TNT. We'll just use the TNT on those big guys. You're probably supposed to use it for a bonus stage, but DD can't do anything to those big blue guys. He has to jump over them or use a barrel against them, I believe. Donkey has to smash through them. I don't even know if Donkey can jump on top of them. We'll have to try it later on in the game. If we see them again. I'm kind of curious now. Yeah, but those big blue guys are actually way more powerful than, like, the big, fat gray guys we fought in the first level. Oh, there's the frog again. And there's a... Oh, I did get KO in it. KO. Okay. K and O. Yeah, so the frog makes this part a lot easier. Otherwise, that part's actually pretty difficult. And you see how, like, the frog can also jump on this guy's projectiles? Boy, the frog is really good if you get him. And he could do that. I thought there was a... No, wrong spot. I thought you can get up there and get an extra life. So yeah, when you just try to kind of like play through the game normally, the game is a whole lot easier. If you try to rush through the game and, you know, go as quickly as you can, it's definitely harder. Because then you're not picking up, like, the animal power-ups and... Like, the frog especially, in those in many cases, will make life so much easier. And that's it. Alright, so 2 bosses down. Alright, so I believe this takes us on to the forest stage. There's a bunch of forest levels, and then there's a couple of water stages as well. And then we'll go to the snow area. And then after that, we've got 2 more worlds to go. The game doesn't have a ton of worlds in it. But like I said, the game is just chock full of secrets. And that's where you're going to get a lot of your playtime, is trying to find the secrets like this right here. This is kind of where the platforming starts to become a little more challenging, though. There are a couple tough parts on this world that we're on. Lots of little combo jumps you can make as well. And there's a secret right here. Got it. So some of these bonus levels, if you actually get through them completely, you get an extra life by default. So there's different colored balloons as well. The red ones give you 1 extra life. I'm not sure how many other colors there are. I knew there was green. I think it's green's either 2 or 3 lives or something like that. I'm not sure the exact number, but red is always 1, and then the other colors are more. Not sure if there's more than 2 colors. If any of you guys know, feel free to post the comments. Alright, so another barrel. We're just gonna skip whatever the bonus stage is for that one. How many lives do we have? Treetop Town. There's a bonus stage up there, and there's going to be a guy that walks across, and you can actually hop on him to get that bonus stage, but we're going to skip that. At this point in the game, we're too good for bonus stages, guys. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, checkpoint. Oops! Oh, I didn't mean to... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I turned around. So I lost Diddy and I lost the barrel. And that's actually one section right there. I just jumped right into that barrel without even thinking. There's actually a bonus stage down here. Trying to go straight up. No, straight up. Let's go straight up. There we go. Alright, now we can exit. So yeah, those explosive looking barrels, they fire you off immediately, and at this point in the... Oh, really? That was cheap. At this point in the game... Oh, like right there. That's what I'm talking about. Is on some of these barrel sections, you can't just dive in head first without stopping. Because these barrels will just shoot you automatically. And if the barrels aren't lined up, then they're gonna shoot you to your death, basically. It actually might not have registered that, was it the O or the N? I think it was the N. The one that we got in that bonus stage. Alright, so now we have to wait and just time this properly. The unmarked barrels you can just jump right into, because then you can take your time. Oh no, it still did register the end, even though we died. That's good. Alright, let's go ahead and try to get this. Got it. I want to try to get as many of those as I can, because those are fun to play. And if I really wanted to, I can go to Funky Flights and go back and save it. So if you're really paranoid about saving, like if you're running out of lives or something like that, you can use Funky Flights to go back to a previous world, find Candy's shop, and then save it, and then use Funky Flights to come back. I think I'm going to try to pick up as many of the KONG or the Kong letters as I can. Because they're fun to get too. I mean, as you saw though, some are going to be buried within bonus stages now. Not all of them. But I'll try to get the ones that aren't buried in bonus stages. Alright, checkpoint. Alright, one more letter for another extra life. Alright, so when you're on the ropes, holding down the run button does actually make a difference. If you're not holding down the run button, you don't climb as quickly. So that's definitely something you gotta be aware of when you're on sections like this. So I'm basically holding down the run button the whole time. And that's it. So there was obviously some kind of secret stage there. I'm not sure exactly where it was. It looks like there was like 5 or 6 different walls I could have tried busting open with that one barrel they gave me. Here's another Kong letter. So these rat wheel things, they chase you in this part. Okay, got the O. Got the checkpoint. Honestly, I think it's a little bit easier with Diddy, because Diddy goes faster than Donkey. And you can use the arrows The banana arrows to get you to another bonus stage. Of course, this one's a lot easier than the other one we had to play because there's only one of these guys. That's it. Oh, nice. Got a rhino letter. Or not a rhino letter. A rhino. Gold rhino medal. Whatever you want to call it. Alright, so the doubler for this is on the, I think it's actually all the way to the right. It's over that ledge. So what we're going to do is try to hop our way back. I think that's where it is. This is always the hardest one for me to double. Because it's got some tricky platforming, basically. Yeah, we're not going to even get all the way back. Definitely not. Look at that timer, man. It's not even... Those seconds are not seconds at all. It's like one actual real-world second is 5 seconds on this clock. It feels like that timer was going faster on that bonus stage than it was on the other bonus stage we got to. We missed the last letter. I wonder where it was. I wonder if it was down in one of those dips. Because there was one dip that went below the bottom of the screen, so there could have been something there. Wow, so we're already almost 40 minutes into this, and not sure if I'm making okay time or not. I have no idea. Let's go ahead and switch back over to Diddy, actually. This was always a nice looking level. I like how the lighting changes in the background. This is also where the game introduces these monkey barrel throwers. And they basically throw these metal barrels. Oh, not metal necessarily. They might be metal later on in the game. It's wooden apparently right now. But you gotta watch out for these guys. They are pretty dangerous. Oh, there's another letter, so let's go ahead and just try to pick that up. Oh, I didn't get the O. Oh well. Not a big deal. So one thing you can do with the ostrich, or not do with the ostrich, because, you know, you can just lose the ostrich, that's fine too, is just fly over everything. It's one of the cool things about having the ostrich on hand. Alright, another level down. Orangutan gang is what they called it. Orangutan. Alright, we're gonna skip those bananas. Alright, so I didn't get the K, so I'm not going to worry about any of the other Kong letters on this level. Oh, what? Alright, so one weird thing about the water stages in this game is that you actually have to hold down the direction you want to go if you want to go in that direction quickly. If you don't, you sort of just float there. And you'll move in that direction a little bit, but if you need to move fast, you're not going to move fast unless you're holding in that direction. There's a part later on in the game that sort of forces you to race. Yeah, that's another letter. We don't need it. It sort of forces you to race. Otherwise, you'll get caught up by something that can kill you. Like one of these things, actually. I forgot what they're called. And if you're not holding forward, it's going to catch up to you and you're going to die pretty much no matter what. And so that part will teach you that lesson, you know, pretty hard. Alright, so on to the boss fight. So another pretty easy boss fight for the most part. Just bob and weave. When the bee's in his red form, you can't do any damage to him. But once he turns yellow again, you can. And if you're using Diddy, he'll come down and just slam right into you, but you'll have your barrel in hand, and... So like this. Just sit there. And that's it. Alright, on to the sort of infamous snow levels. This is where the game starts getting challenging for certain people. And this is one of those bonus stages Nintendo Power showed off back in the day. You just wait for that guy to come over. Oh, and it's a frog icon too. Okay, let's see if I can get this time. Got it. What I typically do on those stages is I just stare in the middle of the screen and just focus on all the barrels at once and just try to figure out which one it lands on. So one of the things about the snow levels, typical of ice stages or snowy levels, there's a bit of a sliding mechanic on the ground now, so it makes your platforming a little bit harder. It's also harder to do your dash attack off the edges, so you're going to see me doing that a whole lot less on this set of stages. Ooh, I didn't think I'd get hit by that. Aww. That was bad. I thought I was going to land on his head, but nope. Actually, since I died, I wonder if the bonus stage will be back again. Yep. But it's probably going to be... Oh, it's another... Oh, okay. It's this one again. Yeah, wow, okay. So it still credited the first one. I'll take that. Why not? Alright, so let's try this again. And not die this time. Oh, still got hit there though. Alright, so that's the checkpoint. I think there's... Yeah, there's a bonus stage over here. Oh, and I messed that up. So what it seems like when you're on those bonus stages where you can get fired up, if you want to have control over your character, you have to start changing the direction like as soon as possible, it seems. Otherwise, if you go too long without changing directions, it won't allow you to. Okay, nice. Got that. That's always a bit of a tricky one to get. The barrel's moving around so fast. And I got lucky there. Some of these are set up to where if you miss fire, you'll still get saved by another barrel in the distance. But not all of them are. Remember, this was always a part that gave us trouble back in the day. Just requires pretty good timing. See? Oh, that was close. Now I'm scared. There we go. Alright, that's it. Whew. One snow level down. Many more to go. This is a cool level. Not too difficult, actually. These ropes, the blue ropes, force you to go up. There's other ones on this level, I believe, that force you to go down. These ones force you to go down. Oops, really? Alright, we're going to skip that rope up top. Oh, come on. See, that's what I was talking about, where, I mentioned it once earlier, where the screen, like, it doesn't scroll with you fast enough. And so, like, I was sort of falling down that hill, and then an enemy just appeared out of nowhere and hit me. Because I couldn't even see him. So that can get frustrating. Hey, look at that! Another bonus stage. Alright, so this one's usually my least favorite of the bonus stages. It just feels like I'm not racking up extra lives as quickly. It's still fun. See, and there's this secret area here. There's a couple of these, actually. And look at that timer. It's going so much slower than the one with the rhinoceros. Which makes me think, like, they just bugged that one up. Maybe they just didn't catch how fast the timer was, or maybe it was intentional. I don't know. Alright, I think there's probably going to be another one somewhere down here. Bam, there it is. That doubles it. Okay, well, that was actually pretty good. That was almost as... yeah, just about as good as the Ostrich one. Yeah, the last time I played this, I think I only had like 12 lives when I got here. Because I was just skipping everything. But this is what I'm talking about. If you actually try to get this stuff in this game, you'll come out with a ton of extra lives. Alright, see now, guys, I lost Donkey. Now I want to actually see what's up here. That's it. Oh. Alright, well, at least if I want to now, I can get another swordfish gold medal, gold icon. Of course, I'm like, oh, this is an easy level, and I die 3 times. That's how it always works out, guys. Don't ever say something's easy. Because then it'll bite you in the ass. I mean, to be fair, this game does have some tricky platforming. Yeah, it's not the hardest, but it's, you know, it's definitely got some parts that can creep up on you, catch you off guard. Oh, and there you go, screen not scrolling with you. I had no idea there was a platform there. I didn't know there was going to be an endless pit there either. Well, I'll give us an excuse to get another one of these. You know, it's funny, if you really wanted to grind out lives, you can just die 3 times here, get back to that bonus stage, get 7 more lives, and then do it over and over again. The game lets you. Oh. Alright, we're almost there. Last stretch. This is a little tricky, you have to just keep jumping up. Same with this part right here. Of course, we didn't get the end. N for not the end of the world. I feel the same right now, Donkey. Lots of rope swinging. Yeah, so I think there's a... Well, it doesn't look like it. I'm holding, like, let's try to get back up here for a second. Yes, I'm holding down and the screen's not scrolling down. I thought there was a mechanic, kind of like Sonic the Hedgehog or even Super Mario, like if you hold down in a direction. Apparently not. Yeah, so that's one of the annoying things about the game, is how the screen doesn't really scroll down far enough. And it seems like there's no way for you to manually do it. Like, I wouldn't mind if the screen, you know, operated the way it did, if it gave you the option to force scroll it down at your own will. So even if you weren't sure about a part, you could at least stop and then just analyze what's coming up. So this game's definitely not perfect, that's for sure. It's definitely got a couple of minor flaws like that. Well, I guess that could be considered a major flaw for some people. And I totally understand if that's the case. I'm actually getting a little flustered from it myself right now. So here's one of those sections where you've got to make sure you're holding in the direction that you want to go. Otherwise, these things actually will catch up to you. Wow, that was close. I got greedy. I've got 50 some odd lives. I don't actually need the bananas now. God, this has got to be really cold water too. I'm actually just getting cold thinking about it. It is kind of cold outside where I am right now. It's the week of Thanksgiving in you know, United States as of recording this. 2016. Let's just, might as well go ahead and date the video while we're at it. And, so it's actually getting pretty cold outside right now. Here in Northern Virginia. Not too far outside Washington, D.C. Nice blue colors in this background, though. I definitely like it. I understand a lot of backgrounds in this game are just palette swaps, you know. But they do a good job of mixing up the environments just with the color changes. I think blue actually fits this music really well, too. Wish I got this guy sooner. Yeah, having the animals makes life so much easier because, you know, they act as a, well, at least in terms of, you know, like the frog, well, everybody except the ostrich, they act as offensive power-ups as well. Otherwise, Diddy and Donkey can't attack normally without hopping on, you know, enemies' heads or having a barrel in hands. But when you're underwater, you can't grab or hop on anything. Well, that's right, the parrot. He's a thing. You only see him a couple times throughout the course of the game. And I apologize for the strobe effect. That's oops, that happens every time I turn left or I turn in the opposite direction. Nice, got 2-for-1 deal on that. Okay, so Donkey can jump on them, but Diddy cannot, and Diddy can't even do his slide attack through them. Alright, we're gonna switch back over to Diddy though, just because his jump is a little bit higher. Oh! It's the second time I made a mistake like that, where I, oops! I thought it was gonna go high enough I can go under it. That was dumb. That's why, like, there's no rush in this game. Like, there's no timer or anything, and I'm so used to playing platformers like this with timers, and so I have a tendency of trying to rush through Donkey Kong Country when there's really no need to. Like, it's a game you can take your time on. That's one of the nice things about it, actually, is you're not forced to the end really quickly. You can do it really quickly if you want, but you're not forced to, so, you know, there's no pressure when you play the game. Yay, bonus stage. Oh, and there's the G, too. Hey, nice. Got an extra life from it. Alright, so let's go ahead and save our progress. Wow, we're already an hour in. Yeah, this... yeah, I played too many bonus stages. Yeah, I played way too many bonus stages. This is probably gonna be a 2-hour-long Let's Play. I wanted to avoid that. I mean, just because I start to get antsy around the hour mark. But But two, like, it's also going to take a lot longer to export the video. My computer's kind of old and decrepit, so, you know, a 2-hour-long video could take 10 to 12 hours to export. An hour-long video, obviously, will take about half that. If I'm going to do, you know, 720p, 60 frames a second, it's the 60 frames a second part that kills it. Unfortunately, I can't use GPU acceleration with 60 frames a second. It kind of sucks. I can use GPU acceleration if I do an MP4 at 30 frames a second. But that, you know, kind of defeats the purpose of, you know, 60 frames a second video. Which is the standard for me now. I won't do 30 frames a second anymore unless it's something like, yeah, like live camera stuff, you know. You don't really care about it being 60 when you're watching live camera stuff, because a lot of, like, film and TV and stuff is only, like, you know, 24 frames a second anyway. So it's not as big of a deal there. But for gameplay, when you play a game, you see it at 60 frames a second on your TV. You know? So now that I've got that... Ooh, which one do I want to do? We'll go ahead and do this guy again. Or not. So yeah, I didn't want this to be a 2-hour-long video. It might not be quite 2 hours long, but it's gonna be... I think it's gonna be over an hour and a half, closer to the, like, hour 45 mark. Unless I don't die at all from here on out, and I rush through, but... We'll go ahead and we'll just continue to take our time. I'm not too worried about it. We've got 2 more worlds, actually. So, I mean, we are over halfway through the game. We're, you know, is there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Yeah. So we're on the 4th world's boss, so we're like almost 2/3 of the way through the game, I guess you could say. So this is where you can't just smash the bosses over and over from this point on. You notice there's a lot of like little baby hits I did where I hit him and it just pushed me off of him. I didn't do any damage when I did those hits. And I wasn't really paying attention to that to explain that in that very moment. So there's actually another secret here. So many secrets in this game. We haven't even found like the brunt of them. We probably haven't even found half the secrets that have been available yet. So there's a lot of secrets in this game that are just completely hidden, which is really cool. There's another one right here. I'm like, yeah, we're not gonna find all the secrets. All right, you know what? Let's just hit the wrong one because I didn't want. If you get 3 in a row, which you have to, you'll get what's there. That's your reward. So 1 banana, yeah, it's not really worth the effort. I'll just keep moving on. Look, there's 3 bananas for less work. So that's kind of my way of looking at that. Oh, the tire disappeared. Come on, man. I've never noticed that before. Like, items going off screen so quickly. Like, the second you push it off screen, it's gone. That's weird. Alright, we'll go ahead and take this. Might as well. Yeah, I mistimed that. That's where, like I said, you don't have to rush. You can wait. You can take your time. It's okay. I have to be careful. Yeah, see, these guys become a lot more aggressive later on in the game. They start throwing barrels at you faster. Alright, another level down. So there's going to be a few of these types of stages throughout the course of the rest of the game. There's going to be one coming up shortly where you've got to pick up these gas canisters, otherwise the thing runs out of gas and it falls off the screen and you die. There's also another one towards the end of the game that requires you to use barrels to take out those, like variations of those big blue hulking enemies. They're like a... not quite beige, like a pinkish kind of color, I think. I guess we'll find out once we get there. Maybe they're more like silver. And so you can't actually hop on them, so you have to use barrels, and you're on moving platforms the whole time, and one missed jump or something, or missed attack, you know, it's instant death no matter what. So it's, you know, pretty tense. That's a bonus stage down there, which we missed. So if you're the kind of person that wants to try to go through and get all the bonus stages in the game, how you're going to do that is you're going to figure out the best places to farm things like extra lives and so forth. And as you start to run out of lives, you're going to go back to previous worlds and, you know, rack up some lives, resave your progress through Candy's shop, and then, you know, try it again. Yeah, I've never actually tried getting all the secrets in the game. I'm kind of tempted to try it out now that I'm playing the game. Not during the Let's Play, of course, but it is something I kind of want to do, because I've never actually done it before, so maybe I'll try it on Twitch sometime. Alright, so these guys I can jump on with Donkey. Not that it really matters, he's just... he just walked his way off. Alright. We're at the end. Good. I think there might have actually been another secret down below there. So if you hopped on that orangutan, I think there might have been a barrel down there to warp you to a bonus stage. I think. I'm not sure. I thought like I saw like the tip of it, just barely reaching off the bottom of the screen. I hear Donkey Kong. Where is he? He's probably down here. Ah, what a waste. I don't even think I got the checkpoint yet. Oh, this is elevator antics as well. This is a level where there's a bunch of elevators towards the end. Yeah, so from pretty much here on out, this is where the game starts to get really tricky. Again, not like crazy hard or anything like that, but if you're not paying attention, you're gonna die. You know, it's that sort of platforming. That sort of level design and progression. Alright, there's our checkpoints. There should be some elevators here, I'm pretty sure. Yep. And these will lead to endless pits, by the way, so... Got an extra life for that for some reason. I don't know if it was from a banana or what. Must have been. It wasn't from comboing those guys. Alright, come on. Alright, so this is probably the trickiest one right here. You're gonna have to jump across as you hit the bottom of the screen. Just like that. And of course you can't look down. You know, I bet the reason they don't let you look down is because you'll probably find half the secrets by doing that. And they don't want you doing that. So in a way, I think they should have corrected some of the platforming in this game, just to sort of work around the fact that you can't look up or down manually. Alright, Poison Pond, another water level. These water levels become a bit of a pain at this point in the game. There's just so much to deal with in terms of enemies and gimmicks and stuff like that. Traps. Sharks. You coming back, shark? I don't trust you. I guess he's not coming. Oh, he came back. That was messed up. I thought there was a Kong barrel I missed. Maybe not. I guess not. I didn't see that coming. So at this point in the game, you should probably expect things like that to happen. Oh, well, there's a Kong letter. Yeah. Oh, I must have just run into it. I didn't even realize it. Alright, so let's just go this way. Going left is obviously not good. We'll call him Troll Shark. Really like the animation in this game. It's pretty smooth. Yeah, it's good stuff for a Super Nintendo game. Not a lot of Super Nintendo games had really, really good animation. And this has really good animation. Yeah, Super Metroid is another good example. Yeah, stuff like that. That's a game I don't know if I'll ever be Let's Playing. I really want to, but Nintendo and their copyright claims, man. I'm a part of the Nintendo Creators Program, but it's kind of a joke. I can't customize advertisements. You pretty much do things the way Nintendo says you can do it. You have no control over it, really, so... Where you might make like a buck or two off one video, you'll make like 2 cents off a Nintendo video. So one big reason I avoid doing a lot of Nintendo content these days is the whole copyright claim thing. It's like, it's either take the claim, let Nintendo make all the money off, you know, the time and effort I put into these Let's Plays, Or I can submit it to be a part of the Nintendo Creators Program and make like 2 pennies off of it, because that's worth it, right? And so I just avoid this situation completely these days, for the most part. I have found that certain Nintendo games don't get flagged for the most part. I did a full Twitch playthrough of Donkey Kong Country and uploaded it to YouTube sometime last year. It didn't get flagged. So it seems like, you know, certain Nintendo properties, they don't care as much about. Maybe, I don't know if it's due to, like, their being, you know, multiple creative entities, you know, that had a hand on the project. You know, for instance, Rare pretty much developed the game, but Rare's owned by Microsoft now. So maybe Nintendo's like, you know, we do own Donkey Kong, but a lot of the game, Rare probably still has, you know, some say in or about. I don't know. So they just don't bother putting things like Donkey Kong Country in the Content ID system. Wow, why am I getting hit by these damn things? But that's why you guys don't see me doing Nintendo Let's Plays, and Super Metroid is one of those games that I would really love to Let's Play, but stuff like Mario, Zelda, Metroid, that stuff gets dinged immediately. So it's not even worth me trying to do, unfortunately. I have done playthroughs on Twitch, though, and actually I'm still in the middle of a playthrough on Twitch for Super Metroid. I started last year, and I've been just poking around with it over the last year or so. Just here and there. So if you guys want to see me play through those games, you know, a lot of the Nintendo-owned stuff, a lot of, let's say, the core Nintendo properties, you know, Mario, Zelda, Metroid, things like that. You'll see me stream them over at Twitch. The worst that can happen on Twitch is that your stream gets muted at parts, but there's nothing where, like, a copyright holder can just come in and monetize your video that you made like you can on YouTube. Oh, shoot, man. Why did I do that? I hate these later water stages. I think part of my rage right now is just thinking about Nintendo and their whole copyright crap. It's so frustrating. We were actually talking about it on YouTube streaming this past week. I did a Sega CD stream. And, you know, we always talk about a variety of different topics on stream. You know, it's just whatever the chat comes up with, really. And we got to the topic of Nintendo and copyright claims and stuff like that. And it's... no, I don't know. Never mind, I'm not gonna go there. Alright, there we go. Now this should be really easy now that I have the swordfish, because he's much more nimble than either of the Kongs are underwater. This is one of those levels where you just have to take your time. And part of my issue is I'm not really rushing, but I'm not paying attention either. And if you're not paying attention, then you're gonna get killed, basically. Oh, I feel like the hitboxes are a little wonky, too, sometimes. Alright, good. He didn't go completely off screen. Nope, there he goes again. Because it's something I didn't see. I didn't see it at all. Alright, let's see if I can still get him again. There we go. Alright, I know we've got to be close to the end. Because we already got the checkpoint. I remember this part. You gotta wait for these two to come together. Yeah, actually, when I played this on stream last week, I remember having a hell of a time with this level. Probably one of my least favorite levels in the game. My big thing about the water stages is that you have so little control over your character compared to the normal platforming stages. And that's what really makes them challenging. Alright, another minecart stage. Forgot about this. And of course, it's a lot trickier than the old one. The one from earlier on in the game. Alright, I'm gonna skip the Kong letters, I don't care at this point. Oh, come on. Figured I could have just, like, ducked or something, but I can't. I forgot. I played Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze on the Wii U recently. Are you serious, man? I played DKC Tropical Freeze, and it's... If you guys haven't played it, it's an amazing Donkey Kong Country game. Same with the original Donkey Kong Country Returns. I highly recommend you guys check those out if you haven't. In many ways, they're actually better than the old Donkey Kong Country games. They are really, really well-made games. But on the minecart stages and that, I want to say you can duck inside the cart. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe I'm thinking of like DuckTales on the NES or something, which I also did play recently. I don't remember, though. Oh, nice. Another one bites the dust. Alright, so I think the next stage is actually the boss fight. And this one can be tricky, because the lights are constantly going out. This game's really wanting to troll you by this point in the game. Alright, so you also really need to take it easy on this level. Simply because, again, there's no reason to rush. No reason to rush. And I kind of want to be greedy and get that. That's why. Alright, see if we can get another 7 extra lives. I'm gonna need them by this point. Yeah, we'll get close to it. We're almost at 300. And I know it's right down below. I want to try to get as many as I can. Alright, let's just take it. There it is. 794? Oh no, 694. Okay. Alright, good stuff. Still pretty good though. We got another 7 extra lives. 7, 8, 9. Oh, 69. Not quite 70. Alright, checkpoint. See, this is where you just want to take your time. You're like, okay. There's probably a bonus stage right down there. If you ever see a banana just randomly hanging out by a pit, there's probably a bonus stage right below it. Though they don't do that for all of them, but there are a few in the game where they actually tell you, hey, there's a bonus stage down here. Alright, good stuff. Boss time. And then we're on to the final world, actually, which is good. Yeah, it's definitely going to be at least an hour 45, I think. This is actually a pretty easy boss fight. He just throws out a bunch of enemies, and you just gotta... Seriously? The easiest enemy I get hit by. I digress. Yeah, so you just dodge his ground pound over and over, then he drops some enemies. And just rinse and repeat. See, the next boss is actually a little bit harder, because you have to fight the bird over again. But kind of like the second time you fought the rat, he's much more resistant to hits. Ugh. These little armadillo things are a pain. Especially with Diddy. With Donkey Kong, it's not as bad, because again, he's heavier. Donkey's like the heavy character, Diddy's your light, nimble character. Low defense, Donkey Kong is high defense. Not really high... Nah, I guess there really is no defense to speak of. Donkey is heavy hitter, Diddy is not. I'll just say that. Alright, but at least with these big guys, Diddy can take them out with his roll. And that's it. Final stretch of the game. Well, sort of. I guess we're at about the last 15% or so. Not quite 20%. But not exactly 15% either. Alright, tanked up trouble. This is the one where I think you have to grab the fuel tanks. Yep. There's little light indicators or fuel indicators on these platforms, so this can get tricky pretty quickly. I think that was a bonus stage up top. Oh no, it's fuel. Okay. Whenever I see something out of the corner of my eye, I instantly think bonus stage. Well, that's a problem. Oh, I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this background tune that's playing is my favorite in the game as well. It's very chill. Love the music in this game. Definitely has one of my favorite Super Nintendo soundtracks. That was one of the big selling points for Donkey Kong Country back when it came out, was the soundtrack. They were making a big deal about it. For good reason. I mean, it's got that typical Super Nintendo muffled nature to it, but good compositions regardless, you know, good stuff. Well, that could be a problem. I don't think I need the... Yeah, I really don't think I need that. Yeah, so I was pretty sure that was a bonus stage in that one barrel, so I just skipped it completely. My goal now is just to get to the end of the game. Like I said, what I might actually do on my own time, or on Twitch or something like that, is actually try to find every secret in the game. Try to find it manually first, and then maybe pull up a walkthrough afterwards once I get stuck. Yeah, so the Rhino's a pretty good one as well. He's great for, like, the walking enemies on the ground. And, of course... Well, no, he's still there. We can get him back. That was really close, actually. Wow. Oh, I actually didn't want to get that. Oh my god. There's 3 of them. Okay. This is gonna be a pain. I didn't know there was one with 3. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Yeah, we got all 3 Kong ladders so far. Cool. Didn't even realize it. Alright, so Donkey's really good against those big, hulking blue guys. He can just hop on their heads. Diddy's pretty much out of luck, though, so if you have to deal with him with Diddy, it's gonna be a pain. Donkey, come back! Okay, apparently this is a secret. And I don't really want it, actually, because it's dangerous. What I do want is this. Alright, Misty Mine. I believe this was a tough stage as well. Just gonna skip. I can't skip it. You know, I thought... I need to try this at a spot where I can just stand still. I thought there was a way you could, like... toss the other character up. Of course, I can't try to figure it out now. Let's see if I'm remembering correctly, because there's so many enemies just popping out. But... I thought there was a way to actually toss up your comrade. Maybe I'm thinking of a different game. I thought it was this game. Or maybe I'm thinking of like the Game Boy ones, Donkey Kong Land. I don't remember. I don't remember at all. Which is a shame, because it would actually be really useful in certain situations. God, I might just be thinking of a completely different game. Alright, so a lot of these later stages are like completely devoid of music and so forth. It's just ambience in the background. Just kind of a jarring change of pace, if you ask me, for the end of the game. It's probably one of the reasons why I don't really care for the end of the game in this game. Like, once I get to this point, I'm just like, I don't really care anymore. King K Rool, or whatever the hell his name is, can win, for all I care. Well, that's gonna be a problem. Oh yeah, I can't even see what I'm doing now. I know that's the whole point, but... Oh my god, come on. I thought there might have been a platform there, but... like a moving platform, I mean. Alright. Or at least we're getting through these levels without too much of a problem. I think this might actually be the last stage before the boss. And this is the one, yeah, platform perils. This has got to be it. Yep, this is it. This is the one where the big hulking guys turn into silver ones. And so neither Diddy or Donkey can hop on them. You have to use barrels the whole time. So this is a pretty tricky stage. Alright, so we got our first barrel. Okay. So not a necessary barrel, then. Actually, it might not start until we get to the checkpoint. We're probably getting close to the checkpoint already. Yep, there's the checkpoint. Alright, so now we're gonna have to start throwing barrels at these guys. I'm pretty sure of it. And usually, like, once it starts happening, they give you very specific looking barrels, so that'll be like the indicator that says, hey, you have to start saving these. Yeah, you gotta watch out on this stage with Diddy. Those big guys, because you can't hop on those big silver, big gray helmet guys with Diddy. You have to... There we go. These are the barrels I was talking about. Whew! Been up so long, I'm getting to that point where I'm starting to slur my speech and stuff, man. I did my 12-hour shift today at work. Got off work around 7 a.m. Came home, decided to try this Let's Play. Alright, are there any more? good deal. First try. I like that. But yeah, so I mean, this has been a 2-hour Let's Play. Man, I've been up for like 16, 17 hours now. Ugh. Yes, getting pretty tired by this point. Alright, so when you hit the bird, you've got to wait for him to shoot out all these projectiles before you can actually do damage again. Like, that wasn't actually damage. That's damage. When he does the animation where, like, his eyebrows pop out, that's when you're actually doing damage. Otherwise, you're not doing damage to him. And he starts to throw out more projectiles every time. Oh, we beat him! Sweet. He doesn't take that many cycles then. That's good. Alright guys, final boss. So this is King K Rool. He is the big baddie in the game. I'm gonna switch over to Diddy because he's got a higher jump. And basically what he does is he throws his crown across the screen, then runs back and forth like a maniac. After a handful of hits and a couple of cycles, he basically gives you this fake ending. So now he's gonna hop across the screen. These cannonballs are gonna fall down, and to avoid these cannonballs, I like jumping and sort of like cutting through them that way. If I try to just like roll through them on the ground, I find that the timing is a lot tighter. And so it's easier to just do a little jump through them like that. So the first time the cannonballs go across once, then they come across twice, and then they come back across 3 times. It's pretty basic stuff. He's gonna hop over again. I'll just jump through it, just like that. And then they're gonna come back. And then they're gonna come back one more time. Then he's gonna throw his crown. Bam, just like that. And then fake ending. I like the fake names too. It's just like enemy names from the game, basically. And King K Rool is the final boss, of course. Alright, so I think it's either another. I think it's another 6 hits actually from here. So he's gonna. Oh, he starts hopping right away. So. Yeah, the whole hopping thing always gets me, so just duck. 1, 2, roll. And he's gonna do it again. Actually, it's probably just 3 hits, now that I think about it. Bam, he's dead. Okay. You see, I always thought that, like, he throws his crown first and then starts hopping, but no, it's just the other way around. Alright guys, well that's it. That is the end of Donkey Kong Country. And so we're gonna go ahead and just let the ending roll out. Yeah, so the whole story behind the game is King K Rool comes in, the Kremlins, or whatever they're called, steal Donkey Kong's bananas. And when you beat the game, he gets the bananas back. So, pretty simple as far as story is concerned, but... Those are some big bananas, too, man. I never even noticed they were that large. There you have it, guys. Donkey Kong Country. Pretty fun ending, still, regardless. I like there's a little bit of humor in it towards the end, which is fun. So, yeah, Donkey Kong Country, guys. Definitely a classic on Super Nintendo. Like I said towards the beginning of the video, and I think I said it a bunch of times throughout it as well, is the game is definitely the most fun when you're trying to find the secrets and you're trying to play the game kind of how the developers intended it. If you're just trying to rush through it as quickly as possible, I think it's going to get a little frustrating and it's going to feel not really
mundane, but it definitely becomes long in the tooth by the end of the game after you played it for an hour and a half. Because the platforming doesn't really change up a whole lot throughout the course of the game. It does get harder, but not like impossibly hard. It doesn't get to like... I played a little bit of TKC2 back in the day, but not much. And this game never gets anywhere near as difficult as that game can. And based on the stuff I've seen in that game. But if you're playing for secrets and stuff like that, you know, trying to explore the game, it's a really fun game. It's definitely still worth playing. It's still worth your time, in my opinion. Super Nintendo version is the way to go. You can get it on a bunch of virtual console services. I think it's on the Wii and Wii U Virtual Console. And of course, you can play it on Super Nintendo or Super Famicom or whatever. I actually have the Japanese Super Famicom version on cartridge. I should have actually played that. I didn't even think about that. But we're playing the North American version right now, so... yeah, I think the Japanese one is just called Super Donkey Kong. It's not called Donkey Kong Country over there in Japan. Which is kind of cool. The game is actually pretty much completely identical. My brother and I did sit down, we played the Japanese version one night, and it was pretty much the same. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this Let's Play, guys. I was actually a little hesitant to do it just because of the length. You know, I'm trying to avoid doing games that take, you know, 2 hours plus to beat. Of course, that might actually change soon. I might end up doing a Doom 2016 Let's Play, and that'll be like 10 hours. Ugh, it's gonna be rough. But I do have some other Let's Plays cooked up, old school style. I've got... hoping to do another Super Nintendo game shortly, which probably won't take as long to get through. It'll probably take about... oh... probably about a half an hour to get through, I'd guess. Whereas this game took almost 2 hours. The one I've got in mind will probably only take about a half hour, so... stay tuned for that. Might even have some Sega CD Let's Plays, since I did a Sega CD stream recently. Got some good practice in for some of those games, so I might as well pound some of those out while I've got the chance. Then I might have some more NES stuff up my sleeve. We'll see. I've got to look at my list of games to Let's Play and, you know, see what's, what I think I can do with minimal practice, but we'll see. So, yeah, good old Donkey Kong Country. Good ending theme, too. Nice and chill. It's a good way to end the game after all that work. I'm actually curious to know, like, how many secrets I did get. Because my playthrough here wasn't as long as my longest playthrough on the same game. Which was just, like, a little over 2 hours long. But, so it makes me wonder if I ended up getting more or less secrets. Or whatever. So... I'm just crossing my fingers I don't get a copyright claim on this one from Nintendo. If I do, some parts of the stream might be muted out. If it's an audio claim. If it's an audio claim, YouTube will allow you to, or at least attempt to allow you to, remove the audio. Basically what it does is it just puts like a noise gate where the offensive audio is. So basically it makes it sound like everything's underwater. It mutes the music to the point where you can barely make it out. Oh, that's it. Okay. And, so if that's the case, we'll be fine. If it's a visual claim, then I'm screwed. And, I'll probably have to put it into the Nintendo Creators Program. Which won't do me a whole lot of good, but it's better than Nintendo taking all the money. 100%. Alright guys, well that's pretty much it. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this Let's Play. If you're still around, feel free to drop me a comment below. Let me know you got this far. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. I've got a ton of Let's Plays on here and, you know, many more to come. For anybody that wants to see me stream some other Nintendo games, since I probably won't do YouTube videos of a lot of them, like some of the Zeldas and Marios and Super Metroid, stuff like that, follow me down on Twitch. Twitch.tv/amackerts. I'll have a link in the description box below. And I do those Nintendo games on there every now and then. I was playing Zelda 2, for instance, just last week, which I probably won't ever get around to doing them on YouTube because of things I talked about in this video. But yeah, or you can just sub to me here and watch the other non-Nintendo stuff for the most part. And yeah. Alright guys, I'm out. Thanks for watching. I will see you soon.